because it's coming back.
Coming back next.
Whereas table doesn't mean it's necessarily coming back at any.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah, we use table in,
and not defer?
we only use defer if it's coming right back.
Oh, I see.
Because it might be more than next council meeting, right? Like we.
Right,
it-
so usually we like, when we say defer, usually when I make the resolution, I like to put a date. So it's gonna come to the next meeting, or it's gonna come in a month, or it's.
So can we say end of July's meeting, the second meeting in July?
Or then July.
I like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
I will make a motion to defer the adoption of the purchasing policy until the meeting on July.
Get it first.
There is.
It'll be Sylvie.
But
27th?
no, it won't be,
yeah, it's really late this,
It is,
first one's
Oh,
on
yeah.
the 13th.
yeah,
Okay, 27th.
July 27th.
Okay, can I get a seconder? Councilor Reed, all in favor? Carried.
I guess technically, did we have to do something with the first?
No,
motion?
no, because we're not,
Yeah,
it's being deferred.
Defer.
Okay, and the next item is the employee sick leave policy, that Village of Canal Flats employee sick leave policy be adopted.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Reed, Councilor Weitzel. Discussion. Councilor Weitzel.
Just a really quick thing. I'm okay with the whole policy. It's just, how are we tracking sick time right now? Like, do we have an HR, like an actual HR ERP?
It's a little bit more manual than that.
Huh.
It's a lot more manual than that, but yes, on our time sheets, on our pay stub, we look at our sick, updated leave every sick leave. So
Okay,
our clerk is updating
okay,
all
so,
the leaves that are being used.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Okay,
Councilor Whitesell, I think that you had a question, at one point about, family related sick leave or, no, sorry, it was bereavement leave, I believe.
yes.
So we have currently 3 days and you had talked about, potentially asking if there was a interest in extending. Where did I put that? Oh, no, that's other leaves, never mind. That's a different leave policy.
And it's not on this.
No,
this
no,
agenda.
It's the other. leaves.
yes.
Yes, the other one.
It's on the next one.
Yes. We'll sit down and.
Family related sick leave is also 3 days maximum. So again, if there was consideration for council wanted to extend that or not.
The reason why I bring that up is just because I work in an environment where there are lots of kids. I am now a new dad and I know that kids get sick a lot. And and I know that most people at this table have probably dealt with the same thing. And once one person gets sick, the whole household generally gets sick, and 3 days is not very much.
Wait till it's not your kids anymore, it's your parents.
And I think, that applies for those of us that are single parents. Definitely it is a bit more of a question for me, and I think we have a couple of other single parents on staff as well. Just to put that out there. Again, I'm not saying it should be or not, but man, kids get sick.
Okay,
Geek care epidemic.
all in favor?
Sorry,
With-
did you want to?
May I make a motion to amend the family related sick leave to a maximum of 5 days from 3?
So that would be a friendly amendment to the amendment, or to the motion.
Can I get a seconder for that? Councilor Reed? Okay, all in favor of the friendly amendment?
I just wanted to know what I wanted to read it, so.
Oh, sorry,
What section are we talking?
number 5.
Oh, yeah.
As amended.
Yeah. So all in favor? All in favor of the policy, of the amendment, yes.
The next item is sewage treatment plant upgrade contract award. The council approved a total budget of
I found that too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have to bring it out and make it more clear.
I wrote it somewhere else.
I think I messed that up. I apologize. I tried to make it more clear and made it more confusing.
1.7 something million. Let me just find it for you.
Oh, it's a different amount.
1.6.
No, it's, no, that's for Galley, for the actual construction, but there are funds for the, engineering as well. Let me just open it up here. So the total amount would be $1,785,348.
Sorry, 1,700,000
$85,348.
Okay, so that's where that goes. Gotcha. Okay. So the resolution would read, council approve a total budget of $1,785,348 for the sewage treatment plant upgrade, and that council award the sewage treatment plant upgrade project contract to Galley Equipment Services Limited in the amount of $1,698,048.
Can I get a mover and a second? Counselor Whitesell, Counselor Marcel. Any discussion? Go ahead, Counselor Marcel.
There's a contingency about, I'm imagining,
All of that is built into the costs and quantities. Yeah.
so what percentage of contingency do you put? It's been varied by different parts.
And no, they must, sorry, they don't have it broken down specifically into contingency at the end. It's built into the whole, and it's many,
Line item.
yeah,
Okay.
but I would anticipate it's the standard, typically around 25 kind of max % of the total cost. But we will see that for sure in the contract.
Okay.
As we prepare to sign the contract and council approves it.
Yeah. The prices are varying so much with everything that's happening worldwide kind of thing.
Well, and that's the thing, so sorry, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we had asked our engineers to enter into negotiations with Galley to try and manage some of the prices. And so we had anticipated getting a lower price, but the cost of the liners has gone up because they're very oil-based, right? So the cost of those liners went up $50,000 in a month and a half during negotiations.
Price of oil is down. Price of liners down.
You know,
That's gotta just scare you.
Yeah, yeah. So this ultimately, when it was proposed 2 years ago, the funding and our copay would have easily covered and was expected to cover some dike development. Obviously, we're not doing the dike because we have just slightly less than $1 million left of the ICIP funding. And that means we're covering the additional almost $800,000 out of municipal funds. And it was originally, when we put it in the budget, it was 1.3 because that's what we had left of what should have been our 50% copay and the grants.
Anything further?
Well,
Go ahead.
Were we anticipating this as part of this year's, or I thought this?
This year's because the ICIP funding ends the
Right.
in January of 2020.
And so like this, so this is really taken a huge chunk out of our reserves. Almost, they're depleting almost all of them.
Mhm.
So how does that affect our ability to be able to pay for the engine?
Does not affect our ability to pay for the engine. That was already budgeted out and allocated to the fire reserve as part of that project. The biggest thing, I think I put in this briefing note for you, was that we were hoping to do some extension of the Headwaters walkway. And I'm recommending, we do have grant funding for that, but we still have to pay almost $90,000. So my recommendation is that we put that on the shelf for now. We do have preliminary design work done for it, which we'll have to pay for. But I think at this point, we cannot necessarily confirm that we're gonna have that $90,000 for the extension.
Go ahead.
And is CBT okay? Have we talked to CBT about that deferral yet?
Not yet, so we have until March to finish the project with the CBT funding. We're hoping that the transportation funding, active transportation funding from the province or the feds will open in the next one. I'm hearing that the federal government is gonna start opening up some of their funding streams again for the new Build Community Strong and public and active transportation. And there was one other one, housing, some particular housing infrastructure funding. So I'm hoping we're gonna see that before end of summer. And if we're able to get some funding there, we will request CBT to extend it, knowing that we have other funding available too. So we're not holding their grant funds hostage without any way of actually doing the work.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Anything further? All in favor? Here.
The next item is the emergency process discussion from Councilor Marcel.
Okay, go ahead, Councilor Marcel.
Thank you. I know at one time in ancient history, we had an emergency management document. It's about 5 inches thick, if I recall. And I guess I'm not asking for that to be handed out, but I heard, we were talking about the process was that you were looking at floods and high water, and staff had advertised the meeting with management, and that's who should be taking care of the details. Except I have no idea what our roles or anybody's role was in this emergency. Were council members to be part of some of the work crews or registration factors or any of that? And I don't, I guess all I'm asking is that when we have things that affect the village of that nature, that at least we get a memo, this is what's happened. These are the people who are going to be doing the work, or this type of worker would be responsible for that. And that's all the detail we need, unless council will be involved in it anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
So council would be involved. Ultimately, they're the executive decision-making committee with myself and the mayor and the rest of council for any big, scary decisions. Emergency management coordinator, the director of the emergency operations center would manage the operational part, whether that's the CAO or somebody else. I will say that our emergency management plan is already out of date because there has been a change to the legislation since that last emergency, which is no longer 5 inches thick. It's currently only that thick. But it's currently out of date. There is some work happening in the RDK in partnership with the RDK to get some of that updating done. But the bulk of the document is our responsibility. So there is some Indigenous engagement that needs to happen, as well as we're doing a hazard risk assessment, hazard vulnerability risk assessment through the RDEK. And the document was created and nothing was done with it. It hasn't been exercised, training hasn't happened, staff aren't aware of how to run an emergency operations center. So I had a couple of things, my occupational health and safety program was high on my list, our asset management program was high on our list. And so I thought I was doing okay until we had those flood warnings, and then I realized we don't actually have an emergency response. And so that's not that high on my list. So I would say that I at this time, council would be called for executive decisions, big overarching decisions. Nothing else at this point. However, as we go through the documents, there may be training that council will have to take. There is an ICSP, so a communications incident command course that governance bodies can take to have a better understanding how communication works in this kind of situation. But yeah, as a small municipality, there might be places where we have to call in council for extra activities, but I still haven't got a full, there's just lots to do on that one.
I would make a suggestion that we talk to what is Manager Carberry from the RDEK.
Yeah,
Okay.
RV discussions.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think, ultimately, we're gonna have to manage the EOC in some fashion. Whether it be the first 48 hours or longer, or we're part of the management team rotating in. That's gonna have to happen, especially if it is a larger event, valley-wide event, major wildfire or flooding. So it's on my list. Many training things need to happen for staff.
Just a little short list.
That's that tiny little list over there on my whiteboard. So I know that probably doesn't fully answer your question, but I'm hoping to give you more information in the coming months. And I apologize that I don't have something more tangible.
We could ask her to come in and do a presentation.
Well, it's gotta be specific to our,
Be the wildfires. Say,
yes, but that doesn't necessarily apply to how our EOC would run, right? It's gotta, so I have to speak to her about how our emergency plan is going to interact with the RDEK emergency plan and what role they expect us to take. So there's a lot of, I think it's possible, you can correct me if I'm wrong, CO, but it seems like it's possible that our emergency plan was created a little bit in isolation from the RDEK emergency plan, which is not helpful.
Not that, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
And following up on that, that's right. The first one, the 5-inch one, that was done with the regional district and community involvement, things like that. The second one was not, it was contracted out. And it was done in that fashion, which is probably why it's this big. Also, so we did do, a number of years ago, we started training for emergencies. We did do some, CFO Robinson and I attended a conference, a workshop on it. She had got the certificate, I got called away to work and I didn't get to finish. But in part of the emergency, there's not only just wildfire, there's flooding.
Yeah.
There's an emergency, there's a train track, there's
Yes, yeah.
the highway, heat, there's all these other emergencies that have different ways of managing. So, that all has to be.
There's a lot of work to be done on it, and
Yes.
and I need to make sure that our responses are aligning with the RDK, which is not what's happening in our current emergency management plan.
Okay,
So,
yeah, we should.
I didn't have enough.
Okay,
I guess I just wanted to know what I was supposed to do.
We'll
Stop
go
the flood.
Yeah.
Just trying to, that one, weren't expecting necessarily imminent flooding, we were
Yeah.
watching, and so I was trying to just keep you up to date on those updates we were getting from pre-op.
Yeah, thank you very much.
okay.
Appreciate that.
Anything further? Thanks.
The next item is the annual report, that the Village of Canal Flats annual report, January 1st to December 31st, 2025, be adopted.
Can I get a mover and a seconder? Councillor Reed and Councillor Marcel. Any discussion? No,
Do we have to, sorry,
go ahead.
statement of financial report information report for 2024 on 2-5?
Yep, that's the next item.
Is that the next item?
Yes.
Yes.
Jumping ahead there.
Yeah, sorry, but still.
Okay,
Okay.
all in favor of accepting the report? Okay,
And the next item is that the 2025 Statement of Financial Information, SOFI report be approved and that the mayor and chief financial officer be authorized to sign the approval form.
can I get a mover and a seconder? Councilor Whitesell and Councilor Reed. Discussion. All in favor?
You have something to say?
No, I was.
Okay.
Moving on, but
Okay, it's scary.
that's, yeah, that's,
And the only bylaw that the Village of Canal Flats Good Neighbor bylaw number 296, 2026 be read 3 times.
Okay, get a mover and a seconder. Councilor Whitesell and Councilor Reed. Discussion, come on, Councilor Reed.
Not really anything, just a little fun or.
Oh, perfect. I left that in there for you to find.
Oh, yeah, that's the one, yep,
Weeks instead of weeks.
weeks. We knew that one.
Could have been beat, you don't know.
Go
No, she
ahead.
speaks.
Councilor Whitesell, go ahead.
Number 43, under right of entry, I think that's supposed to say, or instead of in the first sentence. On page 75.
Oh, yes. No or occupier of real property. Thank you.
So I did read it.
That's so that would be.
Anything further? All in favor? Carried.
And now we'll adjourn to the second in-camera meeting under section 91G, that the meeting convened to in-camera for community charter section 91G litigation at 7:43 p.m.
Okay, get a mover and a seconder. Councilor Reed, Councilor. All in favor? Carried, we'll go to in-camera.
So we're done our regular